How do you call someone not a threat, but still tell your inner circle to stay away from him? That's the contradiction nobody can ignore. Because if there's really no fear, why all the distance? And that's where this gets interesting. For years, the tension between Jay-Z and 50 Cent has simmered in plain sight. It started back when 50 openly called Jay a poser in How to Rob. At the time, it sounded like just another hungry rapper taking a shot. But then, 50 blew up, and according to multiple interviews over the years, Jay allegedly warned people behind the scenes that 50 was coming, that the wave was about to shift. Memphis Bleak even recalled that moment in the studio, when the warning was clear. Flood the market now, because once 50 hits, it changes everything. For months later, and the club drops, and the energy flips overnight.
You know, I remember one time walking in the studio, Bleak Beans, everybody was in there, and I was like, man, I'm telling you, man, y'all got a chance right now. Just flood it, put out a lot of music because 50 Cent is coming. And, you know, 4 months later, in the club hit, and it was over. Right. It was just like, okay, now everybody got to sit on the sidelines and wait this tidal wave out.
There's a huge difference in energy internationally in 50 Cent and Jay-Z. In fact, his largest selling record sold 430-something thousand copies. My largest selling records sold 5 million. So let them be fooled in America and think there's a competition there. Because America can be purchased. You can buy it with marketing dollars. You see what I'm saying? But the rest of the world, there's not enough marketing dollars to go around.
That's why I made a statement about Taylor Swift. I wish he would come take one of my awards so I could black his eye in front of everybody. And Jay disagreed.
I want everyone to be clear. No one's scared of 50 Cent.
Does that bother you? Does it bother you?
No, it doesn't bother me. It's just his choice.
Why would you have to make that clear when no one's ever asked me if I'm afraid of Jay-Z?
The public is responding to his punk presentation. It's not 50 Cent. I don't have a problem with him. Kanye would not take a trophy from me. Neither Jay-Z.
Right.
Neither one of them.
What would you have?
We'd have had.
Now here's what makes it messy. 50 has repeatedly claimed there was never real competition internationally. He's pointed to sales numbers, global impact, and marketing dollars, arguing that perception in America can be influenced, but the rest of the world can't be bought. That's his stance. Jay-Z, on the other hand, publicly dismissed the idea that he was scared. He said, clearly, no one's afraid of 50 Cent. But then why clarify that unless the rumor was already circulating? That's the question 50 keeps nudging.
You couldn't be bigger than Jay-Z. You couldn't sell more records than Jay-Z. But all you had to do was listen to Benny Siegel. And Benny Siegel was, oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah, he said that. That was the first of me actually hearing it. Like, oh shit. Like I used to have questions like why every time my album dropped, Jay would drop right on top. He wouldn't let me breathe or right before me. Like I was always close, and I'm always thought like, damn, if a kid, back then it was physical copies. So if you had $20, $20 that you saved up and you was going to buy an album, and it's under the same house, Rockefeller, between Jay and being seen, 9 times out of 10 you won't buy the Jay-Z album. I never understood that every single album that I dropped, Jay dropped right on time. And it was like, damn, like to have in-house competition at that magnitude is crazy. Jay already the boss, but I always thought that, like, let me breathe. But to maliciously plot to hold me back, I don't know, man. I don't believe that. I don't want to believe that. I mean, but like I said, Dame would know better than
homie Jay-Z, right? I said to my nephew, I said, yo, listen, I have to ask him this straight up. So I said, yo, who is the people that's on NFL? And he said to me, and I'm sorry for anybody who don't understand. And he said, the white guy called for 50 Cent. So I said, who's the white guy? I'm digging this Jimmy Iovine.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, no, Eminem called directly for 50. And he said,
That's his guy.
He said, I can't do it if I can't bring 50 up.
But that's his guy.
That was beautiful.
And guess who's Dre's guy?
Your
guy. And me.
The friction didn't just stay personal. Allegations, and they remain allegations, began swirling about blackballing. Beanie Siegel has spoken about album release dates allegedly overlapping with Jay's drops, questioning whether it was coincidence or strategy. In the era of physical CDs, timing mattered. If fans had $20, they were choosing one record. Some former Rockefeller affiliates have described it as in-house competition at a brutal level. Others, including Jay himself, have never confirmed malicious intent. And that's important. None of it has been proven in court. But the perception, that stuck.
He's on a whole nother level. Like, I mean, you know, he's like, but you know what I like about 50? 50's on a whole nother level, but he's still approachable. You still get to meet the people and you know, Jay got to remember the people that made him. You know, I'm not saying I don't got respect. I respect Jay-Z, 50, used to respect, you know, Diddy, but all that crazy shit going on. But, you know, I always respected him because I looked at, for New York, those were like the guys. You know what I'm saying? The guys with the most money and the most influence. So with Jay is like, when the last time you haven't seen Jay. So I think people are just going to say that. You know what I'm saying? But for me, I mean, Jay, you know, you got to remember, he didn't want 50 at the Super Bowl. That was crazy. I'm like,
wait, Jay didn't want 50 at the Super
you didn't
Bowl?
know that? Yeah, he didn't want.
Well, I remember Eminem pushed for it.
That was some hate. Yeah,
I remember Eminem was like, I'm not going to do it unless 50 does it. I heard that.
Yeah,
but I didn't know that Jay was trying to stop it.
I don't think Jay. I don't know. 50 never told me that, but I don't think Jay wanted them there. I don't know.
Because of what? Some of the.
I mean,
back
you
and
know,
forth,
it's competition. You got to think. 50 always been competition for Jay. Remember, I'm about $1. What the 50 Cent?
That was a long time ago.
That was what 9. What was
yeah,
that?
But
9?
But after that, they did a song together. Remember
yeah,
the whole,
of course, but 50 was
thing?
always competition for. Then remember Jay said, yo, 50's coming. He told Siegel and them and Memphis Bleak and all them.
Yeah.
And come on, 50's like, he's on a whole nother level. You got to remember, he came after Jay and Rockefeller. G-Unit came. And people might G-Unit, but with Eminem, Dr. Dre, 50 Cent, nobody has outsold us, bro.
Yeah.
Nobody has had the effect that we had.
2020, y'all. Yeah. And it's different than when it was 2016. Yeah. You know, the game has been elevated. As we can tell, there's no expense being spared. We had a black billionaires lunch. Yeah. You understand? Right. And we here together and we're gonna keep staying together. We getting tighter. You know what I'm saying? And united we stand. And ain't nothing else to us. Black excellence.
The new lawsuit coming with Jay. The part with Jay. I go, oh shoot, like
to us. Black excellence.
that had to be there.
We getting tighter. You know what I'm saying? And united we stand. And ain't nothing else.
Black excellence, they're sitting there like, yeah. It's the billionaire brunch. Like,
I hate you, man.
Unaware of anything going on here. This is the one time I'm going to be with you this year. Come on, bro.
Then came the Super Bowl moment, when Dr. Dre, Eminem, Snoop Dogg, and others were announced. 50 Cent wasn't initially listed. Tony Yeo later suggested Eminem personally insisted 50 be included. According to those interviews, Eminem allegedly told organizers he wouldn't perform without him. Jay-Z, who has worked with the NFL in an entertainment partnership, has never publicly stated he blocked 50. Still, the rumor spread fast that Jay didn't want him there. Confirmed? No. Widely discussed? Absolutely.
Look, when Jay signed his contract, the big one was with Beyonce. Mm-hmm. When he signed that contract, the marriage contract, he got trophies. Now those trophies,
Trophies came rolling in, buddy. He started getting Grammys left and right, man. I mean, look, if you look at his career,
This guy. Wow. You're going to let him say that? Jay was getting Grammys. You're going to let him say that?
He had one.
Exactly.
He had
And
one.
he ain't show up.
No, he has like 20 now.
Hold on.
He had like 18 since he's been down. Look, he had one, bro. Hard Knock Life.
Hold on. You're not wrong. At the same time.
After that, he got some shit. He's like drinking. His pictures with him like thinks the cup.
Wait a minute. So you're saying the success is derived from the marriage?
I've absolutely been treated differently.
The accolades. Because he's no longer viewed as what, like a street or gangster rapper. Now he's viewed as a businessman, entrepreneur, family man.
And the biggest ones because of the position Beyonce's.
Oh, wow.
Jay-Z's career, you can look at that and say the association to Beyonce is when he started to receive the 16 17 Grammys since he's been with Beyonce. Right? And you go, prior to that, one.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So that came in association, like you see their kids even have Grammys. Like they don't sing yet. They don't sing.
Right.
They don't rap yet. And they already have Grammys and shit. So it's like they give them this trophy so we secure that they're coming to the award show. It meant that much to the culture that they just gave them.
Why are you so on top of the business side of Jay-Z? You know what I'm saying? Some people like to just be an artist.
Yeah, I was actually forced to be an artist and a businessman because when I tried to get a deal, I couldn't get a deal. So I had to create Rockefeller Records. We actually created Rockefeller Records from nothing. And, so I was forced to know both sides of the...
And just when you think it's only about music, 50 shift the focus to business. He's publicly described Jay-Z's marriage to Beyonce as strategic, even calling a contract in interviews. That's his opinion, not a proven fact. He's pointed to the spike in Grammy wins during Jay's marriage years as evidence of image transformation from street rapper to corporate icon. Jay, meanwhile, has openly admitted in past interviews to marital struggles and infidelity, but he's framed their relationship as growth, therapy through music, and choosing to fight for family. Two narratives, same marriage, completely different interpretations.
Talk about Rihanna, the diva Rihanna. She's from Barbados?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, she's Bayesian. How did you come in contact with her? I mean, did you fly over there?
No, Jay Brown had actually bought me a song. She has a song right now, and it's I wouldn't say massive because of her roots, but she has this outrageous song called Upon the Replay. And then he played that song for me, and I was scared. I was like, that song is too big for her. You know what I'm saying? Like, a new artist, when a song is that big, it's it's hard to come back from. And I don't sign songs. I sign artists.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Why don't you break down the difference between that? Because, the viewing public might not understand that.
Some people chase the hot song for a minute, and then they sign, based on the song. I want to sign it based on an artist, based on, or based on the swagger, based on the level of talent, based on the writing, So I was a little reluctant when I first heard the song, and then he kept going. Jay Brown, he kept being persistent. I was like, bring her by. And when she walked in our office, I was like, she just had, it was just something about her. It was just, she had this, it was just something about her. And then she performed the song, and I was like, okay. Then we sat down and we talked. And they were talking about how she would stay in the studio and try to get the verse over and then come back the next day. I was like, oh, work ethic. Everything is there. So we signed it that night. We didn't let her leave the office.
Really?
The 3 a.m. was when that contract got signed. So from the meeting around 3, 4 in the afternoon, we signed it by 3 a.m. Wow. That day, I was absolutely certain.
But Jaguar has been warning us about Jay-Z. Jay-Z has now had an official lawsuit. It's everywhere. It's now being talked about louder than ever. I guess, does that give you some peace to know that people are finally really questioning this man?
It's emboldening me. I spoke on Piers Morgan. I said that I had 3 victims that I've been working with, victims of the Carters, that were ready to come forward. This might help them feel a little more confident now. So this is great because he's been evading. But the thing is, everyone in the backdrop knew that he was the celebrity John Doe. Everybody knew that. They knew it when I did Pierce Morgan.
Is Beyonce Celebrity B?
I hope to God not. But she was around.
Mm.
And she's very... she's got enough on her plate. After everything that happened with the election and everything that's happening right now, I'm not going to dump on that woman. She got better fish to fry.
Well,
what I
look.
will say is that her husband, she knows exactly who he is.
Yeah.
She knows. She knows.
Rihanna was trafficked to Def Jam.
She was an innocent baby when she came over here. And look
She
at
was
her now.
14 going on 15 years old. Flown over without parental supervision in a private plane by a man who was supposed to be a producer who auditioned her at 3 a.m. in the morning in a hotel room. Auditioning at 3 a.m. in the morning, a 14-year-old girl. She was flown to another country. She was taken to Def Jam headquarters. She was left in a conference room alone with Sean Carter for nearly 6 hours alone with no parental supervision. Her father collected a $500,000 check. She has the fastest inked deal in Def Jam.
Now, this is where it gets even more volatile. Allegations involving Rihanna have circulated for years online. Some commentators, including Jaguar Wright, have made claims about her early Def Jam signing, suggesting questionable circumstances. Jay-Z has previously described signing Rihanna after hearing Pon de Replay, stating she auditioned and was signed that night. No criminal charges were ever filed in relation to those signing events. The more serious accusations, including a civil lawsuit alleging misconduct tied to an early 2000s party, were publicly denied by Jay-Z, who called the claims heinous and urged for a criminal complaint instead of civil litigation. These are disputed allegations, not proven facts. But the noise? It's louder than ever.
Top rap star is busted. Jay-Z turned himself in tonight, and the cops started working on his rap sheet, accusing him of a stabbing at a trendy party.
Kimberly Richardson is at Midtown South right now. Kimberly.
For Rosanna, just a few hours ago, police here at Midtown South arrested Sean Carter, better known as Jay-Z. The rap star voluntarily turned himself in here at the precinct earlier this evening. Now, Carter is being held here in connection with that stabbing fight that erupted at the Kit Kat Club last night. But just a few moments ago, Carter's attorney had this to say.
He's not involved in this, period.
He was at the club?
That's my only comment. He wasn't involved in this.
So it was someone else that did the stabbing and the hitting?
I didn't say that. I said he was not involved in it.
Now, Slovis goes on to say that at no time was Jay-Z hiding from the police, that they were in touch with cops all day and that they're trying to resolve this as gentlemen. But as Mike Sheehan shows us, others say they've seen the dark side of Jay-Z.
I have my faults. You know, I'm not a perfect person.
And 50 doesn't stay quiet about it. On podcasts and interviews, he's implied there's a deeper culture issue in the industry, not naming specifics as facts, but questioning why silence around certain figures. He's argued that if he weren't vocal, outsiders might assume everyone in hip-hop operates the same way. That's his position. He insists he has nothing to hide. Whether that's confidence or calculated branding depends on who you ask.
Difficult to say, I'm going to talk about the problems in our marriage. I'm going to talk about how we almost lost things. And for her to say, I'm going to talk about my pain and anger at you. What were those conversations like?
Again, it didn't happen in that way. It happened, we were using our art almost like a therapy session. And we started making music together.
Mm-hmm.
And then the music she was making at that time was further along. So her album came out as opposed to the joint album that we were working on. Mm-hmm. We still have a lot of that music. And this is what it became. There was never a point where it was like, I'm making this album. I was there.
Right.
I was right there the entire time.
And what was her reaction to your work, and what was your reaction to hers? They must have caused
I think they were
pain
both,
for each of you, right?
Of course. And it both very, very uncomfortable, but sitting in that, the best place in the, hurricane is like in the middle of it.
Yeah.
We were sitting in the eye of that hurricane. And maybe not use hurricane because so many people are being affected right now, but the best place is right in the middle of the pain.
Right.
And that's where we were sitting, and it was uncomfortable. And we had a lot of conversations, you know, and really proud of the music she made. And she was really proud of the art I released. And, you know, at the end of the day, we really have a healthy respect for one another's craft. I think she's amazing. You know, most people walk away and like divorce rate is like 50% or something because most people can't see themselves. The hardest thing is seeing pain on someone's face that you caused and then have to deal with yourself.
Yeah.
So you don't, most people don't want to do that.
Yeah.
You don't want to look inside yourself. And so you walk away. It's my soulmate, it's the person I love, you know, and you can be in love with someone, you can love someone and and if you haven't experienced love and you don't understand it and you don't have the tools to move forward, then you're going to have complications, period. And if you can either address it or you could pretend until it blows up at some point. And, you know, for us, we chose to fight for our love, for our family, to give our kids a different outcome. You see, you know, to break that cycle. For Black men and women, you know, just to see a different outcome. Like you were saying, it's not this celebrity. We were never.
Twist in a high-profile lawsuit accuses rapper Jay-Z of raping a 13-year-old girl in 2000 alongside Sean Diddy Combs. The lawsuit, originally filed in October, was refiled today to include Jay-Z as a defendant. The anonymous accuser claims the assault occurred at an MTV Video Music Awards after-party. Jay-Z has denied the allegations in a statement on Roc Nation's Instagram, calling the accusations heinous and urging a criminal complaint be filed instead of a civil one. He also criticized the attorney behind the lawsuit, Tony Busby, accusing him of exploiting the case for personal gain.
Let's not forget the 1999 Kit Kat Club incident. Jay-Z turned himself in after being accused of involvement in a stabbing. His attorney at the time stated he was not involved. The case later resulted in a plea deal for misdemeanor assault. That's confirmed history. But critics often bring it up when discussing his past. Supporters argue it was decades ago and resolved legally. Again, two sides, one story.
Worried that if you throw little and you don't throw out allegations, but like you kind of poke fun at them.
You just ask questions.
You're not worried that it comes back your way? Like people dig up your past and try to pull stuff up?
I don't got that in my past. I'm not.
Everybody got a little bit.
Look,
like, not that it's real enough.
I took a pill, but it was for me to perform better. For her to remember, buddy. I didn't give her a drink so she forget what the happened. What the is going on here, bro? Yes, I took the drink. I gave me the drug to perform. So she can remember and possibly love me for that.
Did it work?
What the yo, bro, look, I'm doing pretty good. Like, doing pretty good. You know what I mean? Like, but I'm just saying, you said it's the opposite of normal shit that we're talking about, bro.
That is why. I don't know why it's so hard for people
so
to just
for people to feel like you
weird.
would have something or you would have reserved energy because you feel like you was doing it too. This is people that are looking on separation between their hardships or their the things that they got going on that would be issues and what a celebrity's issues would be.
Wait, what does that mean?
They think all celebrities are doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Right. And when you see, if I wasn't saying anything, guess what? You could safely say that a person on the outskirts that is not involved in hip hop culture could think that everybody in hip hop culture is.
Through it all, Jay-Z has leaned into businessman image, billionaire lunches, corporate partnerships, NFL deals, art collector aesthetics. 50 mocks it openly, even comparing his style choices to a gay painter in a controversial interview moment. That comment sparked backlash, but also reinforced 50's brand. Unfiltered, unafraid, disruptive. And here's the tension nobody can ignore. When serious allegations involving other moguls surface, like those tied to Diddy, 50 hints at connections, asking questions publicly while others stay silent. But he stops short of presenting evidence. He frames it as commentary. As culture talk, Jay-Z has denied any criminal wrongdoing related to recent lawsuits. Those cases remain in legal dispute. So, what are we really looking at here? Is this a decades-long rap rivalry that evolved into corporate warfare? Is it branding genius on both sides? Or is 50 poking at something deeper that the industry doesn't want dissected? Because here's the part people miss. Fear doesn't always look like panic. Sometimes it looks like distance. Sometimes it looks like silence. And sometimes it looks like carefully worded statements. 50 keeps talking. Jay keeps building. The business stays quiet. But if there was truly nothing there, why does this rivalry refuse to D? E.
In the ad,
Right.
because of Jay-Z and them was putting it together.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they still harbor some energy towards me.
You think you were purposely left out of the ad?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't think. I think that they were saying the NFL had some issues with me that I don't know what those issues are. Like what is the issue? You see what I'm saying? Like, and I with M, because like with Nori he had communication. He said, yeah, I talked to the big homie. He was saying to Jay, he was telling me, the white boy wouldn't do the truth without fit, right? And I'm like, that's when I start saying crazy stuff, because I look and I go, oh, that's your big homie, right? And so he imaged himself after a gay painter. The big homie want to look like a gay painter.
What are we talking about here?
We're talking about Basquiat. He wants to look like a gay painter.
Oh my God, I think I know where we're going with
So
this.
now look, what I'm saying to you is, look, when you start looking at, that's not mine, that's theirs, they're Harper, right? But when you look at, M is looking at the entire legacy.
Yeah.
The whole thing, like with M.
Guys, if you haven't seen it, which I hadn't seen it until this morning when I saw this headline, Kim found it for me. Let's watch this clip quickly.
Crazy
Let's
that you
watch
haven't
Tyra
seen
like pushing to get this out of Rihanna, and when it does, man, it made me feel very, very uncomfortable.
Audition. Yes. But before I met him, I was so nervous. I was shaking literally. But the moment I walked into the office, the atmosphere was so warm and welcoming. And you had to sing a cappella for him? Yes, I had to sing. I sang Fun to Replay. I sang another ballad from the album last time. Yeah. So then what did he say to you? He said something to you. Oh yes, he said, we don't sing songs here, we sing artists. And there was this little pause, and I was nervous. But then he said, and we're interested. And there was this sudden feel of relief. But then he said something about a window and a door. Oh, then he said, he said it whole I did a lot of homework on you this lady. He said, there are two ways to leave here, either through the door with the deal signed or through this window, and we're on the 29th floor. So you was like, where's the pen? Where's the paper? I'm signing. Yeah.
The audience is so uncomfortable. Like, I don't know if Tyra was trying to get that on the record, but my God, what Jaguar? He threatened her. This is her own words coming out of her mouth. And she was a kid at that time, correct?
15-year-old girl who had been flown to the United States without parental supervision or a chaperone, brought to a grown man's office in a large corporate Manhattan building. Everybody knew when she flew in. I was there the day she got signed.
And
beautiful.
When I met her that day, I knew she was a star. Like, just her look, the way she walked into a room and her confidence, and she performed in my office.
And she was what, 17 years old at that
She
point?
was 16.
16. And she had the confidence of it. She's
Yeah.
like an old soul in a sense, right?
Absolutely.
So she walks in your office and what, she just belts out a tune?
Belts out of tune, she performs, and I tell her, there's no way out of this office. I signed her that day.
How do you call someone not a threat, but still tell your inner circle to stay away from him? That's the contradiction nobody can ignore. Because if there's really no fear, why all the distance? And that's where this gets interesting. For years, the tension between Jay-Z and 50 Cent has simmered in plain sight. It started back when 50 openly called Jay a poser in How to Rob. At the time, it sounded like just another hungry rapper taking a shot. But then, 50 blew up, and according to multiple interviews over the years, Jay allegedly warned people behind the scenes that 50 was coming, that the wave was about to shift. Memphis Bleak even recalled that moment in the studio, when the warning was clear. Flood the market now, because once 50 hits, it changes everything. For months later, and the club drops, and the energy flips overnight.
About Jay-Z and Diddy and a teenager, 13-year-old.
Right.
And we were speaking about just the state.
Right.
The statement you were saying you felt like that was calculated.
That was, that the statement is something from, you can tell it's written by a lawyer. Because there's a point where it kind of gets aggressive. He says, like, you're going to find out. Like,
how I'll handle this. Like, and that's an attorney want to be combative with another attorney. That's not like the publicist would say those things.
This is on your.
Who put that up?
Yeah, this
Was
is
that
on.
50?
Yeah, it says, I don't know what's going on, but are we still going to have the Super Bowl? I'm just asking for a friend.
Yeah, I'm asking for Kendrick. You know, I'm just trying to figure out if we're still doing everything the way. Because look, they will fall back, but they like the NFL, they won't necessarily be associated to that.
Right. Why do you not insert yourself, but you're on top of every topic, right?
Yeah, I'm just watching. I'm participating. I'm being part of the culture. I'm just telling my opinion.
Right.
Look,
Because you're part of the culture.
Like I can't say anything now. I'm out of it. I'm like I'm going to Dre's studio and just sit with Dre.
Right.
And then, maybe I stay out of trouble.